How does the author create more suspense after this conflict seems to be resolved?
The author creates more suspense by Anne saying that she thought her days were numbered.
Interesting. So, this question is asking you about what point in the story?
After the conflict is resolved.
Great. So let's go back to the text and make sure that you have that point identified.
Which point?
The point that, all right. So, the question is asking you about suspense after what point?
The conflict is resolved.
Great. So we need to identify what part of the story?
Where the conflict ends.
Yeah, which is called the
Resolution.
Great. So we're looking for the resolution of this conflict.
So I guess it would be right here after she figures out that the SS men aren't coming into the annex.
Absolutely. And so what detail shows you that this conflict is resolved?
She says, "Phew! Fortunately, everything worked out all right. At least this time."
Yeah, absolutely. You see it in her expression. So now that we've identified the resolution, I want you to underline it so we have it locked down. You got it. And I want you to add a label to that. What are you going to label it?
Resolution.
Got it. Sure. So let's go back to the question now that we have our detail and read it one more time.
How does the author create more suspense after this conflict seems to be resolved?
Great. So you identified the resolution. Now we need to look for the what?
The conflict? I mean the suspense.
Yeah,
Suspense.
you got it. So we're looking for suspense after the conflict is resolved. Go back to your detail and see if you can identify suspense in that detail.
In that sentence?
Start there, and then you can read out what comes after.
Fortunately, everything worked out all right, at least this time. So I guess at least this time seems important.
And why do you think she says at least this time?
I think she says that because she's might still be worried about what might happen to her.
Yeah, absolutely. How does this? What is she worried about happening?
That the SS soldiers might come and find them.
Good. And so, how does this make you feel as a reader?
A little bit worried that
little
something might happen later on
in the future. And so the author's creating what?
Suspense.
Yes. Got it. Now write it down. Okay.